So in this video, it's really fresh, and I really want to share this information with those who are working on a space-time antenna and trying to produce it. And maybe my insight and my channeling information that came 2 days ago. I was doing channeling for 2 days, like a few hours one day, a few hours another day. And I would like to explain my understanding, because this understanding which I received totally changed my understanding about the energy that comes out from a space-time antenna. Now, wait, I will go and get the paper. You don't go anywhere, and I will put out some drawings. Just find the paper. Well, okay, I will use this. So I'll put down my microphones over here. So the first thing is that this is the idea that Tesla produced and Tesla already know. This is the idea that there is these coral castles. This is the idea that the person who built coral castles, which by the way is Latvian, my country, who maybe I'm him in my next life, or maybe not, who knows. This is the same idea that he was producing. Well, I will now draw the Bashar space-time antenna, which is basically something like this. It is, you could say, well, from two-dimension perspective, it's a spiral within a spiral, right? But what Tesla was building was the same, actually. And it looked like this. It was these two outside lines. This is a spiral that goes on the outside, and this is a smaller spiral that goes on the inside. This is the same. This is the same, only this is inverted into a conus. Inverted. Now I'll tell you what's the difference. The difference is because while going through here to here, the diameter changes. And because of the diameter changes the output, what you get. And this is a centered pyramid, you would say. This is a centered, because on the inside there is a more dense energy. On the outside there is more, I don't know, denser than the opposite. I don't know how the opposite is. Well, right here is dense energy, and right here is undensed energy. And because of these two inner vertical lines, these inner vertical crosses, it centers out the center, because in the top center, in the absolute center, there is some kind of huge energy coming out, and it's cut it out from here. These two vertical cuts out. But I think to produce this spiral is much harder than to produce that spiral, because this is just parallel, you know, one pipe in the middle, the other pipe on the outside, and just put wirings around it. Well, I didn't produce this technology, but I know in Latvia who have produced it, and what comes out is something they cannot measure. Now, this is most interesting. Now, before we get to that part, what comes out, I'd like to explain this. This is the product of space travel, time travel, reality travel, teleportation, and manipulating matter completely. What it does, this energy, what comes out, can change objects' weight, can change objects, all physical values, from size to weight to its location. Now, this is what Bashar also was saying, that object has a built-in, you would say, well, this only comes from channeling now. As Bashar said, object has a location signature or something like that. I don't know, but my father was singing this all the time to me, but I didn't pay any attention to it because I don't have actually no knowledge about it. But now I have the knowledge from yesterday's channeling. And what it means is that, well, basically imagine universe now in two levels. I will draw this. For example, I drew something here. Imagine this as a cup of water. For example, this is the levels of water. Everything that is dense, like example rock, it flows down. Everything that is not dense, it flows up. For example, if this is water, you fill in some fuel or some spirit or acid, it will stay on the top. If you fill in some kind of liquid metal, it will go down, and it goes all the levels, depending on the density of the object, density of the matter. Now, this is the same. Object has the energy density of it. The energy, we would say not, it's in my terms, it's not density, but in my understanding, you could say it's density, or it's an energy vibration that instantly puts this object slowly or incredibly fast where it belongs. You throw in a rock, it flows slowly down, and it falls somewhere here where there's too much dented water, so it doesn't fall down. If you fall in fuel, it will jump in and then go back on the top and stay right here. Well, this is the same. This is the same idea. The energy, you change the vibration or the matter of the energy, it will change its direction. Now I will explain what comes out of this spiral. I will draw it a little bit more beautifully so you can understand it. Actually, I have all the diagrams. The scientists gave it to me because they want to give it to somebody that can produce it. And then the example. So I drew it right here. Imagine this is the outer spiral. This is outer, and inside there's the inner spiral. It's like metal copper wires. The outside was aluminum wires. Here is plus, and here, for example, is minus. Now I don't know the density. Maybe it's a pulsar modulator energy, but it's nothing big. It's something about 12 volts or something like this, maybe some amperes. But I have all these diagrams if they are necessary. Well, I don't have them, but I knew where to get them. Well, I have new information where to get them. And what comes out is something immeasurable. Now, what comes out is energy that is not a commercial energy. That is energy that is the main resource of electricity itself. It comes out is the energy that gives magnets the ability to be magnetized. And that energy what comes out is nothing that can be measured with a tester, is nothing that can be measured with something. And it's energy, from my understanding, what I received, it's that we have an energy generator. It, for example, a windmill generator, and it runs on wind. And when there is load applied to the generator, it starts spinning slower, and the motor that spins the mass also gets slower and slower. Now, the difference is that energy that comes out, it has no value of a power. It only moves. If, for example, there was this cellular discs where they were created, and the scientists created the disc, they started to spin, and they started to levitate, they started to flow up. And when they started to flow up, it disappeared. The cellular discs disappeared. And I received the information, well, this is the same energy, actually. It's not actually the same, it's the same, but in a different way. It's consumed and generated and applied. The only thing is that you need to slow down these movements, and the energy needs to be precisely slower, because it can create a portal and it can create a field, and this disappeared. It just disappeared out of nowhere. It went to another reality. And what happens is that when the energy, for example, in the cellular discs, when energy starts rotating faster, it creates a huger portal on the middle. And this portal now starts sending through this energy. And this energy can change the object location and all physical values. It can be changed. Well, basically what I understood is that the higher the energy, for example, what I understood is that, for example, Earth produces the same energy. For example, what I understood is that, for example, what I received the image is that all objects in our reality, for example, not all, but some have molecules and atoms like this, for example, like a cross. Well, it's an image for me that I understand it most precisely. And when that energy comes through, it changes the cross to a line. And imagine if a gravity energy is coming through, it it can touch the cross, and the cross also goes down to the gravity center. But once the energy, the energy of the space-time antenna is being applied, it changes the gravity, the complete structure of the object, and no gravity is even being applied to it anymore. Well, when I imagine something, the atoms, molecules become like this, the energy becomes like this, and there's nowhere to the energy to, say, attach or just pull it down. There's no resistance anymore to that gravity. And what the Tesla said is that that energy was being so strong that no matter what weight you add to the disk, it will levitate it up. And what I understand what Tesla did is he created brakes for the spinning disks so that the disks slow down, and they slow down with energy, and the energy is being gathered from the rotation. Now, what does the space-time antenna do? It creates a portal in the middle. It creates a V-shaped portal, and from this portal there is received energy that does not follow by any of our known commercial energies. Now, this energy from the spiral was the thing that Tesla invented, and all energy after then was commercialized to AC and DC, so it can be measured, it can be delivered, and it can be on a dependent resources. But still, these resources, for example, a wind generator, it still is dependent on magnets. The magnets are the main reasons. And this energy creates the magnet's life. So basically, magnet is infinite, and it has always constant power. It doesn't have, it's always there. It's always there. So this is the same. So this is the same idea. The Tesla created this energy, and then this energy was commercialized. And what Tesla wanted to do is he wanted to give out free energy for all humans. And what he did create was he did want to create because this technology that was created was too great for humans. It can become totally destructible in a way, because somebody will experiment on this and I'm in ages of dinosaurs now, what should I do now, and so on and so on. So what Tesla wanted to create is he wanted to create the energy transmission wirelessly, and because of that wirelessly, he can hide the energy that is being created, this energy generator or receiver, and transmit further it, for example, to a radio. And for example, you just buy a radio machine in your house, and you have infinite energy all the time, because there is another energy resource like a radio transmitted through radios, but to send this energy through radios, you don't need space and time anymore. It's just like radio waves. You don't see them, but they they exist, and to send this energy through them in this way. Okay, so I was talking too much about all other things and losing the point of the whole space-time antenna. The energy comes out unmeasurable. The only way I knew that the scientists managed to move this energy in a rotation was to applying it to a DC motor, some kind of special 1 kilowatt DC motor. But what I received images how you can apply it to a motor is that you need to change you need to completely readjust the diagrams of the motor. For example, what I understood is that normally we have all these capacitors, these pulse-wide modulators that they create some kind of pulses and pulses. This energy will just burst through them. Imagine if you spin a windmill generator, if it creates resistance, it slows down. This energy that comes out will never slow down. It will never slow down. It will just come and come and come and come. And the only thing is that you need to always apply it in a free motion. You don't need any resistors. You don't need anything. All you need is you need to apply it in a free motion. What I understand is that in our electric motors there are some kind of capacitors or some kind of the polarity changers. I don't know. And there is a magnet in the middle, and there are these wires on the top, on the side, and the side. And they change, the magnitude changes, the polarity of the magnets change, and because of the changes, the motor starts spinning. It just changes. and the motor starts spinning. And when the motor spins, the wires are waiting for it to change again, the polarity to change. Now this is a big minus, because this energy will start to burn the wires, because it does not want to wait anything. It does not want to wait. It wants to be always in a motion. So what I received images, it has to be applied in a magnetic motor that is always in a motion. I mean, in a motion that it's always moving. It doesn't wait anything. It has just so much power that it can just destroy all the. Well, it will not work on any computer, on anything. It even will not work on some kind of microschemes or whatever. It will only work on in a motion, and you can just transfer it to a generator. And then what I understand is that it will have, when you apply it to a motor, it will have infinite power. Or we were asking that to the channel that how much energy it will produce. He said the energy it will produce, it will be out of measurement. And the fellow said, well, how, for example, can it lift like 1 ton of rock? He said, if the energy will be applied to the rock will not have any weight anymore. Therefore, you will not be able to measure how much it can do, because it will not have any weight anymore. So another thing was, for example, these. I'll just draw another drawing. For example, I don't know if you hear me. Oh, the microphone's here. For example, this is the outer spiral, and this is the inner spiral. And in the center, there is the maximum energy, but you don't need the center. It depends on what you want to get. So understand, if the middle spiral is only on the end and on the top of the end, and somehow wired in the middle, it will produce light energy that can move heavy objects very easily. But if it's wired only in the center, it can create really strong energy, really like dense energy. But the dense energy doesn't mean it can even lift more and more higher values. It means it's in a different way of energy. I don't know. I didn't quite understand what is supposed to be moved, how it's supposed to be used, but it creates denser and denser energy. And this Bashar idea, what he has given, is that it reduces the center. It reduces the center. Here the center is not reduced, so it maybe becomes more different. What I'm thinking is also that this doesn't create the portal that we create, that this spiral creates, because this spiral creates a portal. The energy goes like this, and maybe this somehow this V-shape acclimates this portal because it's different diameter here, so it just maybe a bubble, like a bubble inside, and that's it. Computer slow, just like a bubble, and that's it. Because the higher ends are more wider and they close down. And the thing is that this energy can teleport. That energy comes out, you can apply it, and it can teleport objects. And that's what the Philadelphia experiment was doing. It was creating something that teleports. And this is the same energy that comes out. And I hope I said pretty much, because there is more information in my head and I just don't know what to say. The thing was also that they created, for example, here's like energy coming in. They said that 200 watts or something like that, and it goes there. And what they decided to do is they use this energy what comes out and change it and convert it to energy to send back in, creating a locked circle. And still there was more energy coming out. And he said that the energy transmitters or transceivers or whatever they are, they burned always down. I said, yes, they burned, because I know the channel said that there is a completely different idea of the energy. And he said they put tester to it and nothing happens. Well, I said, yes, because there's a different type. The energy is not polarized. I don't know how to say it. And I received another image right then, is that, for example, we have this AC and DC energy. for example, I don't know which is AC and DC. Maybe I think this is AC energy and this is DC energy, and both are created to be measured because they have a crossing point, right? And these have impulses. They are also crossing points. If it will have no impulses here, it will be also infinitely strong. But they have these pulses, and upon them they can count. But what I would say is that energy that comes through here is the same as this. Imagine a DNA structure. It's the same spiral, but the centers never touch. So it's actually something really close to this one, but the centers never touch. And what they did now is they created a locked circle, and they applied these two wires to a linear motor, 1 kilowatt or so. And the motor was spinning, always it was spinning. But once there is load applied to the motor started to burn and to heat up because it creates resistance. And the energy doesn't flow with the resistance because of the diagram. So I was explaining before. So to move this energy in a rotation, you need a motor that doesn't change polarities, but the energy itself is changing polarities. So I don't know. I was like, I didn't receive any information how to change that. But what was said is that, for example, imagine another spiral that comes out to another spiral, and inside there is a motor, and the wirings just go around like this, and that's it. And the inside will start to spin. So. What was else about the spiral, about space-time antenna is that, well, I hope I explained the most ideas of it, but maybe this information is only useful for those who do work with this energy and do work on this project that Bashar gave the space antenna. What I really wanted to say is that it's the same as Tesla was giving out, and it is the same as the Edward Litzkalnich on Coral Castle was working on, and it's the same Litzkalman, I believe it sounds something like in English, and it's the same as Tesla was working on free energy. The only thing that Tesla wanted to transmit this energy wirelessly without even giving out the technology secrets of it, technology secrets of it. He wanted to give out. And he did succeed, only that while he invented this energy, commercial energy, you can say commercialized energy, then he was everything was stolen from him and destroyed from him because nobody wanted to give out what he has known then. So I hope this video helped you understand you, and this put out really much information related to many other sources, and I hope you like it. Have any questions, please ask. I will need to go to a training soon, and I have a new pet. I have a parrot now. Okay, there's a phone call. I will contact you. You just contact me if you want to keep in touch.